Are you ready to fight like a champion, not just in the courtroom, but in every facet of your life? Welcome to the Legal Athlete Podcast. I'm Jess Sargus, your host, high-performance speaker, and coach for trial lawyers. With over 22 years as a trial attorney and legal exec, and an undefeated record as a former MMA fighter and boxer, I know what it takes to thrive in high-stakes environments. I also know that in both the courtroom and the cage, you're only as good as your wins. That's why I'm here to help you develop a fighter's mindset, discipline, and strategies so you can master your mental game and execute under pressure to win more and burn out less. Every week, I fuse insights from elite athletics, legal pros, and cutting-edge neuroscience and sports psychology to help you perform at your peak under pressure. So whether you're looking to reinvent your practice, your mindset, or your life, this is the podcast for you. It's time to become a legal athlete. Let's get it. Welcome back to the Legal Athlete Podcast. Today is a special episode because today is my birthday, and I love my birthday. I love the privilege I have of growing older and wiser, and I cherish each and every one of my now 48 years on this planet. And I love sharing that joy with others and using it as a moment to reflect on what really matters. So today, I'm sharing my birthday joy with you, my listener friends, by giving you a powerful mindset shift that can have a major impact on the way you approach success and happiness. That's the power of today plus today. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty of this technique and the neuroscience behind it, I'd like to tell you a quick true story about an unexpected delight in my neighborhood park. One day on my morning walk, I saw a little old man approaching in the distance on the path. As he got closer, I could hear him calling out to people as they passed by. I couldn't hear what he was saying, but he was smiling and the tone was happy, so I wasn't alarmed. He got closer as I continued to walk toward him on the path, and then he locked eyes with me, smiled wide, and called out, "Happy birthday!" I was bemused, a little confused, but charmed by his beaming positivity. It wasn't my birthday that day, but he continued on with this melodic greeting, practically singing it. "Today is your birthday. Happy day. Good morning. Good morning. Blessings to you. Happy birthday." I didn't know quite how to respond, but he was so delighted to be giving me the greeting that I just called back with "good morning" to him. Maybe he had me confused with someone, but then I heard him give the same excited, happy greeting to some folks behind me on the path as he came upon them too. And I figured out it was just his thing. At first, I chalked it up to an endearing quirk and a happy accident during my morning routine. But later that day, something important clicked. When I was reviewing some high-performance mindset strategies for a coaching session, I came across this quote from mental performance master coach Brian Cain. This is the quote: "Champions commit 100% to the day's goal, to the here and now, because they know their career and life will be the sum of their todays." The sum of their todays. It was a light bulb moment for me. I finally understood. The old man wasn't mistaken. He was wise. He was generously reminding me and everyone he met on that park path, as he's done also every single time I have had the delight of crossing paths with him since, that every single day is a fresh start. Every day is a new opportunity, a new birthday to make choices that shape our future. And that's the mindset shift I want to share with you today. Your success isn't waiting in the future. It's built one day at a time, starting today. And your happiness also isn't some distant milestone. It is something that you can cultivate today. And that's why we're going to dive into 4 mental performance techniques and the neuroscience and psychology behind them that will help you win the day, not just today, but every day. The first one, process over outcome, is your key mindset shift. Success is built on systems, not willpower. One of the biggest mindset shifts that high performers can embrace is this process over outcome mindset. This is a key principle, and it means that success is built on your daily intentional habits, not playing a guessing game each day with just your eyes on the ultimate prize. Motivation can fade, but systems are what create consistency, and that's the secret to long-term success. So instead of relying on willpower to make the right choices each day and dealing with the decision fatigue that comes with that, instead you create structured routines that make high performance behaviors automatic. So, how do you win the day with structured daily routines? One of the best ways you can do it is the concept of a daily success checklist, a set of non negotiable habits that compound in their results over time. These can include things like having a morning routine to set up your mindset for the rest of the day, pre-planning your priorities for each day, using visualization exercises to mentally rehearse success or to mentally rehearse your response if things go off kilter, as well as rest and recovery strategies to avoid burnout. Now, why is creating a structured routine such an impactful strategy on your success and long-term ability to accomplish your goals? Here's the neuroscience, my favorite part. The reticular activating system in your brain, the RAS, filters what we focus on and strengthens whatever we repeatedly engage in. So if you consistently focus on small daily actions that support your goals, your brain will reinforce them as automatic behaviors, making them easier over time. Your brain is going to focus on these things as important. Science aside, one of my favorite writer-philosophers, Ralph Waldo Emerson, captured this concept with this sentence: "You become what you think about all day long." Or if you prefer a more modern take, as Tony Robbins says, "Where focus goes, energy flows." So the takeaway here is you're not going to reach your goals by just focusing on the end result, by writing down what you want to achieve and then a big question mark in the middle, like the underpants gnomes on South Park. Step 1, steal underpants. Step 2, question mark. Step 3, profit. On the contrary, having a system like this one, you're filling in that question mark step 2 with the actual daily tasks that are going to get you closer to that final big goal. Now, beyond process over outcome mindset and practice, another highly impactful habit you can start is to bookend your day with powerful morning and evening routines. So let's talk a little bit more about those morning and evening routines. The ultimate way to stay on track without needing extra effort is to have it be automatic, the way you start your day and end your day every day. One of the best things that I've done in my own life, and I highly recommend it to you and all of my clients, is having a non-negotiable morning formula for optimal focus and performance. The process that I recommend and use is this 4-step morning process, which I've adopted from my business coach, Gina DeVee. This 4-step process is what primes your brain for clarity, energy, and success. The first part, most important part to me, is movement. You want to wake up your brain and your body with whatever movement feels good to you, whatever you want to do on a consistent basis because it's fun or makes you feel strong or relaxed or it gives you an added bonus of some other factor. Like for me, it's my morning walk in the park. I get to enjoy nature. I get to see beautiful birds. I get to see the water streaming over the rocks in the creek there. And when I'm really lucky, I get to see my little old friend. So this movement in the morning on a neuroscience basis will increase your dopamine and improve your cognitive function. There's even some great science that simply exposing yourself to light first thing in the morning wakes up your systems and gets you additional dopamine bursts that prepare you for an excellent day of productivity. The next part of my morning formula is meditation. Now, I'm not a meditation expert by any means, but you don't have to be an expert for meditation to be useful. I generally meditate for about 5 minutes during my morning walk, but it can be as long as you want. It could be 3 minutes, it could be 10 minutes, it could be whatever you have time for, whatever you feel is right for you. For me, it's usually about 5 to 8 minutes that I know I can always carve out, even in my busiest days, as non negotiable. Meditation is a phenomenal way for you to sit in quiet and stillness and allow your brain to calm, allow your body to calm, and get ready to focus on what's most important in the day that day. From a neuroscience perspective, just 5 to 10 minutes of meditation in the morning will enhance your prefrontal cortex activity. In addition to boosting your focus, it also boosts your emotional regulation throughout the day. The third part of the morning routine that I love to engage in is reading. When you engage with strategic content or even fiction, something that stimulates your creativity, it will also sharpen your decision making throughout the day. So, feeding your brain something interesting, something engaging, something that wakes your brain up for later activity that is work focused or goal focused is an amazing thing to do in the morning. And again, it doesn't have to be a lot. You could read a page in the book that you've got by your bedside, or a quick article, or even an audiobook while you're doing your morning movement. That totally counts. So, reading is a really quick and wonderful way to start stimulating your creativity and decision making. Now, the final part of my morning routine is journaling. This is simply just a short reflection that rewires your brain for focus, gratitude even, and goal alignment. Now, this is from a great study by Martin Seligman, the legendary psychologist who pioneered the field of positive psychology, the study of what makes life worth living. In 2005, Dr. Seligman did a study that showed that this journaling practice would indeed help you focus more, increase your ability to feel and look for gratitude, and align yourself with your goals. For journaling to be effective, it doesn't have to be extensive. You can write down a few quick thoughts that maybe occurred to you during your morning movement or something that your reading has inspired you to think about. I often have some realizations, intuitions, or ideas for my business when I'm doing my morning meditation. And when that happens, I journal those. Having a journaling practice is a really great way to start rewiring your brain first thing in the morning and helping your brain's RAS to start flagging what is important or useful to you and actively look for more of the same. So that's the morning routine. Now, for your evening routine, the end of the bookend, your evening routine can be really quick, but it can be incredibly helpful for you to set yourself up for success in your next morning routine. One of the top ways that I use an evening routine is to write down my top priority for the next day. Or your evening routine can be as easy and simple as laying out your workout clothes for the next morning, or prepping your healthy lunch, or even reviewing some key materials before you start your work fresh in the next morning. But here's a really important part of your evening routine for maximum sleep quality. You want to unplug and unwind. This means end your screen time and engage in really relaxing activities so that your sleep quality is as good as possible and your brain isn't kept overly stimulated and alert when it's time to decompress and go to sleep. So, as long before you go to sleep that you can, reduce your screen time, particularly your phone time. That's going to benefit you. I think an hour before you go to sleep, if you can put that phone down and ideally keep it out of your bedroom, that's going to be best. Put it in your bathroom or another room in your house, but don't have it right there, right next to you when you're trying to go to sleep. That can really be it for your evening routine. But I have one special thing that I use in my evening that gives me an extra boost and a sense of alignment at night. What I like to do in the evening is mentally go through my MVP process, remind myself of my mission, my vision, and my core principles when I'm brushing my teeth. I've written my mission and my vision for the next 3 months, as well as my core principles on my bathroom mirror with a dry erase marker. And so when I'm brushing my teeth at night, I get to reread those and remind myself of my big why, the principles that are going to help me get there, that matter the most to me, and then my shorter term vision, my specific goals I'm working on accomplishing right now and for the next month to 3 months. And that helps me keep on track in the evening as well by bookending my day in this way. So let's talk a little bit more, a deeper dive into the neuroscience of why so many of these recommendations involves writing things down. This is why writing is one of the most powerful tools that we have for cognitive and emotional optimization. First, you heard me mention this brain system before, but writing engages the reticular activating system, the RAS. So that improves your focus. Whenever we write something down, our brain flags it as important, and that increases our attention and recall. In addition, writing strengthens our memory encoding as well. So the act of physically writing activates the hippocampus, our memory structure in the brain, reinforcing long-term memory storage. In addition, another aspect that is amazing about writing is it helps you regulate your emotions and reduce stress. For example, research shows that journaling, like you did in the morning, if you put that in your routine, decreases your amygdala activation, which lowers stress and anxiety. Another amazing thing about writing, it supports neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to change and form new neuronal connections. So writing in this way reinforces thought patterns that you want and helps you shift away from thought patterns that are unproductive or make you unhappy. So the more we write about goals or positive thoughts, the stronger those neural pathways become, making them more automatic and ingrained over time. And then finally, we have the generation effect when you're writing something down. This generation effect enhances learning because information is better retained when it is actively created, when it is actively generated, such as through writing it down manually using your hand and a writing implement, rather than simply passively consumed, reading something, looking at something on a screen, listening to something. So the final takeaway is that writing is a super tool for all of these reasons, activating your reticular activating system, helping to bring your hippocampus into play, decreasing your amygdala activation, increasing your neuroplasticity and positive thought patterns, and taking advantage of the generation effect. We know through these scientific studies that writing things down isn't just a productivity tool. It's a brain training technique that enhances memory, emotional regulation, and your goal achievement. Now, the final thing that I want to bring to you on our process over outcome journey today is the enormous benefit of a glimmer practice. For those new to the glimmers, a glimmer practice is the intentional act of noticing and recording small positive moments each day. And what a glimmer is basically is a glimmer is the opposite of a trigger. A trigger is some kind of event that makes you sad or angry or insecure. It's a trigger for some negative emotions. Now, a glimmer, on the other hand, is a moment in your day that makes you feel joy or ease or comfort or happiness. It can be as simple as a really good sip of coffee, or seeing a little old man in the park as he wishes you happy birthday, or watching your dog jump and wiggle for joy when you give him his favorite treat. A glimmer can really be anything that makes you feel something positive in the moment. Now, why do glimmers matter? Your brain is wired to seek what it focuses on regularly. If you actively look for positive moments, your dopamine system strengthens, reinforcing the habit of noticing joy. And you'll notice more and more. Like we were talking about before, a glimmer practice creates a feedback loop in the reticular activating system. So once you start noticing good things, your brain is going to prioritize them and automatically seek out more. You're going to see and feel more of them because your brain has recognized that, hey, you flagged this as important, and your brain focuses on what you've told it is important. In addition, when you focus on joy and gratitude, your amygdala gets less reactive to stress, increasing your resilience. And here's the final bonus move with glimmers. Just looking for glimmers can do all of these things, just noticing them. But to compound this effect, you guessed it, make sure you include in your glimmer practice writing it down. Write down at least one glimmer by the end of each day. It will engage your neuroplasticity loops, making joy seeking a default mode of thinking. So start paying attention throughout the day, each time when you have a glimmer moment, and then figure out which one of these things you're going to write down at night as your glimmer of the day. I even heard a great relationship tip from a couple of people who had unknowingly engaged their reticular activating system, looking for these positive moments more and more automatically. They noticed that at the end of each day, when they would finally come home and are excited to see each other, all they tended to do for the first half hour or so was talk about the horrible parts of their day, the frustrating parts of their day. And it became just a negativity dump and really didn't start out their evening in a great way, sort of crushed the mood of their evening together. So they made an intentional choice that each day they're going to share with each other the best part of their day. And so each of them noticed that throughout the day, they'd be like, is this the best part of my day? This is pretty good. Is this the best part of my day? I don't know. I got to save it as a mental picture and see. I got to see if something else great happens. And so throughout their day, they noticed that they were spending much more time focusing on whether something good was the best part of their day or not. And they kept seeing and feeling more and more good things. Again, activating that RAS just became more and more automatic for them. And they also enjoyed the time when they were sharing this with each other more and more each day. It was a great experience, a great way for them to both unwind from the day and share something good with each other, and their closeness and satisfaction in their relationship grew at the same time. So, bonus points now if you share your glimmer with a partner or a friend. That can be part of your evening routine to bookend your day. And extra bonus, remember, if you write down your glimmers at the end of the day, particularly if you do it by hand. In fact, I have a daily planner that I created. It's a free download on my Legal Athlete website, too. It has a prompt at the bottom of each day to record your daily glimmer. Remember, recording glimmers by hand is what strengthens these neural connections, embedding them even more deeply into your memory. There are great studies, one by Emmons and McCullough that I'll put in the show notes, showing that gratitude journaling or glimmering lowers stress, improves mental health, and increases overall well-being. And even very brief, like I mentioned, a line or two, consistent journaling about your glimmers can enhance your optimism, reduce anxiety, and even improve sleep quality. There's an amazing study by Pennebaker and Beal, even back in 1986. Some of you might not have been born then, I sure was. So on glimmers, if you take nothing else away, make sure that each night you write down one small moment of joy from your day, one glimmer, and watch how your brain becomes a joy-seeking missile, seeking out more and more positivity over time. So finally, let's sum up for the day. I love the Princess Bride quote, let me explain. No, there's too much. Let me sum up. So I'm going to sum up right now. Here's how you put today's discussion into action. Number 1, focus on the daily process, not the outcome, not the distant goals. It's the small, consistent actions that are going to compound into success. Doing the right things every day is going to make reaching those goals more automatic. Number 2, use a structured morning and evening routine to bookend your day, which will build your momentum and maintain the clarity and focus you need for long-term success. Number 3, your superpower is when you write things down. Those are the things that your brain is going to retain better, prioritize, and continue to process that information that's related even better. Finally, number 4, adopt a glimmer practice. Start noticing and recording positive moments throughout your day and pick your best one at night to write down manually. It's going to rewire your brain to focus on and seek out more joy. Now, on the theme today of joy, in honor of my park friend, in honor of my birthday, celebrate today and each day as a fresh start. Treat each morning as a new birthday and commit fully to the present moment. Remember, just like my coach Brian Cain says, today plus today equals your goals. But in fact, it equals more than that. Today plus today equals your life. Your life is the accumulation of your todays, and in each one of them, you can be the best version of yourself. You don't have to wait for a someday. So let's go win today, and let's do it again tomorrow. Happy birthday to all of us. P.S. I'd love to share a little gift with you that has been really helpful to me in my high-performance daily journey. There will be times that we all may make mistakes or make decisions that aren't the ones that we know are the ones that are going to help us win. For those times, I'd like to share with you one of my favorite pieces of writing by Ralph Waldo Emerson. It's a quote that I have printed on canvas hanging by my bed as a reminder each night when I go to sleep. Here it is. Finish each day and be done with it. You've done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. You shall begin it serenely and with too high a spirit to be encumbered with your old nonsense. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Legal Athlete Podcast, all about the power of today plus today equals your life. But don't go quite yet. I love extending my birthday, so it's gifts on gifts today, and I have just one more for you. To celebrate turning 48 for a limited time, I am offering 48% off my 3-month transformational coaching package, now through March 4th only. If you've been feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or unsure about what's next, this is your moment. Maybe you're navigating career uncertainty or dealing with the aftermath of a recent layoff, wondering what's next and how to regain momentum. Perhaps your kids are growing up or leaving home and you're suddenly staring at an empty nest wondering, what do I do now? Or maybe burnout has drained your passion and left you feeling cynical, unmotivated, and frustrated, successful on paper, but exhausted in reality. Here's the truth. Your next chapter doesn't have to be a struggle. It can be a powerful reinvention. You don't have to figure it out alone. I can help you build a strategy, restore your energy, and reclaim the life and career you actually want to live. So what you get in my 3-month coaching experience is clarity and direction to get unstuck, define what you really want, and build a clear plan to get there. A mental reset and resilience to shift from burnout to motivation, confidence, and energy that lasts. High-performance strategies, applying neuroscience-backed techniques like the one we've already gone over today, used by elite athletes and top performers to create unstoppable momentum. And finally, accountability and support. No more going it alone. You'll have my expert guidance to help keep you on track and supported every step of the way. Now, this offer ends March 4th, so don't wait. For just a few more days, you can get this entire coaching package at nearly half the price, but only if you act now. 48% off, 3 months. Your transformation starts now. The link to take advantage of this offer will be there for you in the show notes. So green light, folks. Go make today a great one on purpose. Thank you for joining me on the Legal Athlete Podcast. If you're ready to take your mental game to the next level, let's connect. Want me to speak to your group or team? Or are you ready for one-on-one trial fight camp coaching to perform at your best when it matters most? Reach out to me with a direct message on LinkedIn or through my website at thelegalathlete.com. Until next time, remember that the best version of yourself isn't some future version. It's the you who makes your daily choices. So make great ones. Make the ones that keep you on that champion fighter journey, building a record and a life you love.